Hi, James. Um, yeah, I'm just waking up. So I wanted to do this tutorial, and we're going to make a midi skirt, a very sexy midi skirt. And we're just going to need elastic band, pins, and chalk, and the fabric. Sorry, guys. The fabric that I'm using, and the fabric that you have to use for this skirt, has to be a little bit stretchy. It means that stretch. My fabric has edges, which is great because I don't have to do a finishing, so that will make the process faster. So if you have a stretchy fabric with edges already, something that you don't have to hem, works perfect. And the stretchy will always give us room for the sizing will be easier. If it's too big, if it's too small, it will still fit. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start by folding the fabric nicely and measure how long you want the skirt. In my case, I want a midi skirt, so I did like 45 inches, but if you want, you can make it longer. So once I measure how long I want the skirt, I measure my waist and I divide it into four. You can do what I'm doing with the tape. My waist is 30. I divide the tape into two and I divide the tape again into two, and that's the measurements for my waist, and I place it on the length where I mark the length of the skirt. So from the waist down, we are going to make 10 inches. That's where the hip is. It works almost for everybody, so feel free to make 10. And where I mark 10, that's where the hip is going, the measurement of the hip. So my hips are 45, and I'm going to do the same thing, 45 divided into 4. So I take the tape, 45, I fold the tape, and I fold the tape again, and that's the measurement of my hip. Now I take my ruler, the curvy one, and I make a straight line from the middle of the fabric, like the folding, till the waist measurement. Then I use the curvy part of the ruler and I mark from the waist till the hip. Perfect. So now I'm going to make a line. It's not going to be straight, it's going to come in a little bit like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, just it's very easy to do. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just follow your instinct. Don't make a straight line. I'm putting some weight here because this fabric is very flowy. So yes, if the fabric is flowy, this will work very well. At the end, I make a opening, like I don't close it straight down, so that has this flare effect. If your fabric is not flowy, it's stretchy but not flowy, I advise you to just do a straight skirt. If not, it's not going to look right. Then on the waist, I add 1 inch for the band, and after this last step, we can cut. So yes, here I'm cutting. There's no need for allowance because it's stretchy, so we still need to take it in a little bit. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. We just take it in as we are sewing. I pin everything together so it will not move, because I'm going to use this pattern to do the back of the dress. Okay, so here I'm placing the back of the skirt. Remember that the edges of the fabric has to be at the bottom of the skirt, so we don't have to do any kind of finishing at the bottom. And then I use the guide of the first pattern to cut the back of the skirt. I noticed that the hip side was too curvy at the bottom, so I used the ruler to make it more straight, so it's more dramatic and more tapered. Now we place the front of the skirt towards us like this, and we take the other one and we place the front against us. Am I making sense? Like front to front. So that's how we are going to join the sides of the skirt. The sides is where we are going to sew. Okay, so for this part, just take your time. Just be sure, place the fabric on top of the table, or if you are using other type of machine, the brother, the house machine, not industrial, make sure that it's on a flat surface, and you can put some weight so that it will not slip. And just take your time and sew it so that everything will match and you will not have excess at the bottom. So just take your time, place the fabric, make it match both sides and join it together. We're almost there. When you start sewing, at the beginning and at the end, make sure that you tack the skirt with the machine going back and forth. So let's join the other side of the skirt and we are ready to go. My God, am I this big? So this is an extra step. It's not really necessary. If you don't have a weaving machine, it's fine. You don't have to do it. Or if you are using a domestic machine, you can make a zigzag finishing on both sides. But like I said, it's not really necessary. Let's go ahead and put the band of the skirt. So I take the elastic and I measure the same length of the waist to the elastic. and fold it into two, and you already have it. You can reduce it to 5 inches, but I like using the same measurements because I don't want it to be tight on my waist. I'm not a fit person, so I don't want like foldings with my tummy and all that, so I rather it to be free. I tack the band back and forth several times to secure the elastic. So now we are done joining the elastic, and we are going to place it into the skirt. We need to mark the middle of the skirt from both front and back, and we need to do the same with the elastic. We mark the sides of the elastic, the front and the back. Then we take our pins and place everything together. The front of the elastic, the middle of the elastic with the middle of the skirt, and the side of the elastic with the sides of the skirt inside. We are going to sew the band the way we pinned it with the skirt. If you don't have a weaving machine, you can easily use your sewing machine. Just the same thing. Sew the band, the elastic band to the skirt. If you have excess of fabric or excess of elastic band, just pull it until it looks straight and continue sewing. I repeat, it doesn't have to be perfect. It will still look beautiful. So this is the last step. We are going to tack the sides of the skirt at the band side. So you just fold it once again. You fold it like this, and then you tack it. Okay, gems, so this is the final result of this skirt. I love this length. I think it's sexy and your shoe can show very well. So you can make this skirt in 40 minutes, highest 1 hour, and you're good to go. This is so sexy. I'm wearing a black culotte under. So yeah, I don't know if you can see me fully. I hope so. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. comment, like, subscribe, and just let me know what would you like to see, or I don't know. I love this vibe. It's like gothic, romantic, bohemian. It's totally my vibe. Okay, bye bye.